Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Corey. We have the marketing team in the room, and Dawn is also in with us today. So I trust that you guys all received the deck that I sent out last night. We had changed the format from this meeting and kind of presented a new way last month and didn't receive any feedback. So hopefully this format works for you guys. But of course, we always welcome any comments, suggestions, changes, or particular topics that you'd like us to cover. So we would love for any feedback that you guys have to help make this the best meeting for you guys. And also we have, I don't know if you guys know, or if everybody has heard, but I'm expecting, so this will actually be my last marketing meeting before I go out on leave. I'm here, my last day here is on Tuesday, July 2nd, and Julie will take over the leadership of this meeting until the new head of marketing is brought in. And I will be back in the office in October. So I'll be out for a few months with my new baby girl. And Sammy, who normally is in this meeting, also his last day was Friday. So Veronica normally would be in these, but she's on a 2-week vacation in Romania. So we'll get back to normal next month, but have a few slides to go through with you guys today. So on the next slide, I wanted to take you guys through the current marketing activity. So Julie's going to take you guys through the spring gift card promotion that just ended on Sunday and those results, and also the Summer Kids Eat Free campaign that's going on right now. There's lots of moving parts with that, so just want to make sure that we've got clarity and understanding on how what those expectations are, as well as the next upcoming print drop for July. And then I'll just wrap it up with upcoming promotions to be aware of that are in the queue. So Julie, take it away.
Thank you, Corey. So I'm going to go over the spring gift card sales campaign, and a great job to the field on this gift card sales campaign for the spring, despite the hiccups that we had in the first week of the launch being pushed back a week. So just to give you the 2018 sales, we had in store $1,085,000, online is $147K for a total of $1.2 million. In 2019, we had $1,062,897, which we got close, and online we're a little down 127 versus the 147 last year. So in 2018, we had 8 extra days, contributing to about 200,000. So given the sales deficit this year being 42,000 under, I can say that that's a great job from the field. We also had a lot of digital efforts placed towards online gift cards last year, which we did not have this year. We had a couple emails go out, obviously, and we had a strong digital push last year. So I just want to congratulate the field and say a job well done in making up that deficit from the 8-day miss. So in Bar Talk this week, we will congratulate those stores and identify the markets and stores who had great performance. So we'll move on to Summer Kids Eat Free. So just to recap the program, it's 6 to Fix launched on 5/13, and the national launch was May 27th. It's exclusive to Club Veg members only. So obviously, all the in-store materials are directing the guests to opt in to this exclusive program through the Club Veg for members. So the number of members currently in the Kids Eat Free segment is 421,000. The number of Club Veg members who have opted into this program to date on the couple emails that have been sent is 36,586. So that's a pretty good number. We have another email going out to the whole Club Veg system that have not opted in awareness of this program tomorrow. So the results to date are not, they're a little bit down, obviously. They're about 38% down over prior year. Prior years, you recall, was everybody who walked in. It was only on Tuesdays. So we made the conscious effort to give it to only Mondays and to Club Veg members only Mondays and Tuesdays to alleviate the operations. And we have some traction to make up for. So our email strategy that has launched is now every Monday and Tuesday, Club Veg members who have opted in will receive an email talking about the Kids Eat Free Mondays and Tuesdays with a single-use coupon that is good for either Monday or Tuesday. And then again on Tuesday, just started this week, is Club Veg members who have not opted in receive a single-use coupon for that day, just Tuesday. And then if they use that coupon, they will automatically be opted into the program in addition to the 36,000 members that are already in the program. And then every other Wednesday, we will send out an awareness of Kids Eat Free Monday and Tuesday to opt into this program. So again, tomorrow we'll be sending the third opt-in email to the Club Veg system.
And if I could just interject real quick too, I just wanted to point out that the basis of, Julie just mentioned, and on this slide we say the total number of Club Veg members that are receiving these emails every Monday and Tuesday is over 420,000. The baseline foundation of that group was created by people who have clicked or opened or shown interest in a previous Kids Eat Free or even a family deal offer, or have even gone as far to redeem a Kids Eat Free or a family deal offer. So that was like the foundational beginning of the database. And then all of our efforts since then is the 36,000 that Julie's talking about that we've been able to collect through sending in opt-in emails. Of course, you guys are collecting them through in-store signups. And then we even have a text to join short code for texting kids to the 41208 number, and then we're able to collect them opt-ins that way, as well as through our website. So the 36,000 is only for the people who have opted in via email, but the total number is over 420,000, and it's coming through a lot of different source channels.
Great, thank you, Corey. And so how do you guys keep this top of mind to alleviate that deficit of 38.8 over prior year? Is just continue to make sure all your Kids Eat Free materials are up in store. You all received stand-up banners this week that should be up in your lobby areas as of yesterday, replacing the Father's Day. And all cashiers are talking about Kids Eat Free and signing up guests. And then flyers are handed out to guests. And if you need those, please contact Blake. And then you could also drop off Kids Eat Free flyers at local summer camps like YMCA. It's great to get outside the four walls and local store marketing efforts. And if you need those, to contact Blake.
John, did you have a question?
Yeah, I think there's actually one other observation just to make sure everybody's aware of, which is, because it is now limited to Club Veg members and alone, our PPA, has increased significantly. Now, remember last year on Tuesdays, Kids Eat Free would drive PPA down into the mid to medium high, $9 PPA range. And yesterday, for example, we were still able to maintain a 1054.
Right.
So yes, I mean, we obviously are seeing less traffic, but we're not seeing, the dilution in our average check as dramatically.
Great.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Great point. All right, so we'll move on to the July FSI. So the July FSI is scheduled to drop the week of July 7th. We adjusted the print date to accommodate the 4th of July holiday. Given that it's on a Thursday, there'll be a lot of people taking a long weekend. So it'll drop on that Monday, Tuesday, the following week, which is the 7th, which is 1 week later. The distribution is 9.9 million the week of 7/7. And it's important to note that there is no mid-drops. We stopped the mid-drops as of this year, come May. We stopped dropping them, so they're all dropping at the beginning of the month. So May, June, and July are all rolling over mid-drops. This is our last one. August, we're not rolling over mid-drops, so it'll roll over the week of August 1st. There's no changes to the offers. And then the last minute, due to last minute July menu, that's creative changed and focuses on our core menu all-stars. You'll see the print is right there on the slide. We had to eliminate the chicken Cobb salad due to the rise in cost in avocados. And then the back is points out to our Club Veg program to entice them to join our Club Veg starting in July, and also calls out to the exclusive Kids Eat Free program. Anything you guys want to add on that, Corey or Dawn? No? Nope. All right. So we'll get to the upcoming, I'll turn it over to Megan, and she'll talk about upcoming 4th of July.
So on the 4th of July, all the stores will be closing early. Everyone's going to be closing at 8 p.m. That's what we've done in years prior. So just make sure your teams know so they can schedule accordingly. And then you'll receive this sign that you see here on the right for the doors, just letting our guests know that we will close an hour early. This sign will arrive with all your food signs towards the end of this month. So if you don't receive it, Blake is your guy. And then we'll also be sending out Club Veg emails around the 4th of July, and also note that we'll be closing early that day as well.
Yeah, so the offer that ran last year in Club Veg, it ran for a week from Wednesday to Wednesday. So, and it was a 30% offer that went out to the entire system. We are confirming that as we speak right now, so we will put in what that final offer is going to be in Bar Talk. So just keep an eye on that for updates, but we will be sending out a special holiday offer for to our Club Veg members towards the end of this month that will run through 4th of July. And then I also wanted to give you guys a heads up. We have an upcoming price increase that will launch on July 1st. It only affects Club Veg. If you guys are familiar, we've got our Club Veg database segmented into multiple strat groups. So Strat L is our most loyal group. Strat M is our main database. Strat Z are those users that share our coupons online. So you guys may have heard of these strats before. With the launch of the price increase in Club Veg on July 1st, we are ending the Strat L segment, and we will be converting those over into the Strat M segment. So there will be a price increase for those guests. So we would expect to receive a little bit of feedback on that. So we'll make sure that you guys are prepared with your talking points and how to best handle that, those questions that will come out of that. So we're preparing for our loyalty launch, and that was one of the key factors into collapsing that Strat group, to get them closer to a higher PPA. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and just take you guys very quickly through our Q3 marketing strategy. One thing that you might notice is missing from this in the upcoming promotions that we just went through is to-go and catering. There was a learning lab this morning, so that's why we aren't going over it again, because we would assume everybody was already on that learning lab this morning, and that was just around to-go. There's another learning lab scheduled for next Tuesday that will be just around catering. So we intentionally omitted that from our deck so that we wouldn't be redundant in the information. Just as a reminder, our Q3 promotion, or our Q3 overarching strategy is Better Together. So this is where we will be focusing on our to-go and catering launch. We have a Neighborhood Hero sweepstakes that we're going to be collecting user-generated submissions through our website to promote catering. So basically, we will ask our guests to nominate any neighborhood heroes, such as your local nursing staff, or maybe your children's teaching staff at school. Anybody who's considered a neighborhood hero, the guests would be encouraged to go onto our website, give us a short synopsis as to why they are most deserving, and then we would award them with a free catering meal up to 20, 25 people, whatever the group size that they're requesting. So this not only builds awareness around our new catering program, but also falls perfectly within our brand promise to, make it better, be better together. and to really be neighborly and focused in our community. So that's the Neighborhood Heroes sweepstakes that will also go live with the launch of To-Go and catering. We will continue all summer to talk about our Summer Kids Eat Free program. And then in August, we will launch the next Feeding America fundraising campaign that launches on August 5th and runs through the end of September. So more information on that. But that's kind of how the overarching strategy and those tactics all ladder up to the bigger 2019 marketing plan. So for July, we are focused on our menu highlights. So for July, we have this all-American menu. We've got, for all of Q3, we've got offerings like our macaroni salad or our potato salad, our backyard barbecue chicken salad. So we'll be focusing and leveraging those dishes as a way to kick the summer off and talk about, you know, perfect menus that we have to either dine in with us or take to go. We'll also be celebrating our schools out by welcoming families with a free kids meal every Monday and Tuesday. So this is what the campaigns look like. Our To-Go catering launch on 7/8, Summer Kids Eat Free running through summer. Our social media focus will be focused on launching all of those To-Go and catering with social activations and driving Club Veg signups to help support our Summer Kids Eat Free. Our PR team is also going to be highly focused on getting the message of our To-Go catering launch out with a national press release. We'll be coordinating food drops at a variety of different media channels, and we'll be, you know, having a little bit of fun with it, with promoting, you know, popular places that people are eating to go, the craziest places that they take to go. Over on the right, you'll see how this plays into all of the tactics. So just a quick synopsis of what the emails look like, what our website will be messaging, what social media, this is the Instagram icon, what in-restaurant collateral we'll be having, from point of sale, what are we promoting there? So this is the Kids Eat Free flyers and counter cards, our To-Go flyers, catering brochures. We'll have To-Go and catering table tents, and then our press release announcement. So that's kind of how, so what we call this is just sort of like a month overview. So this is what the marketing team is working off of and how we're going to bring all of these campaigns to life. And then on the next 2 pages, and I won't go into them in detail, you guys can read those at your leisure, and we'll go over those more as we get closer to these months, but we have them already built for August as well as September. And then on this last page of the Q3 plan just shows the Q3 calendar by channel. So I know this is kind of an eyesore, but you can see how each month breaks down on the top and what our main messages are. So for July, To-Go and catering, and Summer of Kids Eat Free. In August, we will continue with To-Go and catering and Summer Kids Eat Free, but then we'll also introduce Feeding America and continue with that in September. And then how all of this is coming to life through all of the different media channels, whether that be through Club Veg, in restaurants, on our website, and what our social media team is focused on and what our PR team is focused on. And the reason why this is so important for us from a planning perspective is so that we can make sure that all of our teams, all of our external partners, and all of our marketing channels are all talking about the same thing. That's how we create synergy, and that's how we create awareness around these campaigns that we're trying to communicate to our guests and to attract new audiences. So if you guys ever have any questions about how we're going to be promoting something, this would be the slide that you would want to refer back to. And then on the next page is just a quick overview of the PR plan, which is already reflected in the previous pages, but just to be hyper-focused, PR will be talking about National To-Go launch in July. As I mentioned, doing a national press release and doing food and media drops. They'll continue with that in July, but then they also will be talking about Summer Kids Eat Free. We had a really great pickup of our Summer Kids Eat Free and Good Housekeeping, which has a huge user following. So we were able to get that out, and that's all coming from PR. And then in September, we will be focused on our Feeding America fundraiser and supporting that through National Hunger Month. So as you guys are aware, any restaurants or any businesses that partner with Feeding America through the month of September have kind of turned everything orange. That's orange is like the awareness color. And so we'll be leveraging National Hunger Month as a way to collect fundraisers or fundraising. Have a question?
It was just an update from John just regarding the Strat L is eliminated in the Bay Area. In all other markets, Strat L lunch coupon prices are moved to Strat M, which means main, but Strat L is dinner. Strat L dinner is unchanged. And then, by the way, when the new POS loyalty are implemented later this year, Strat L will have to go away. That is why we have been winding it down.
Okay. All right, so then we'll kick it over to Megan, who's going to take us through some guest relation updates from guest relations from her desk, as well as from SMG and mystery shop.
Perfect, thank you. So the guest service phone number, as you guys know, used to come directly to my desk. We have actually turned that line off. We did that, I think, almost 2 weeks ago. So I did a little research on what our competitors do, and honestly, about half of them don't have a phone number. It just directs everybody to online, and then half still do have a phone number. So with that info, we chose to turn the number off. I still have a direct line, so if there is a guest that wants to talk, there's always somebody. You can certainly direct them to me. To my main line is right here. It's also on everyone's extension list, and then it's in my signature, but not to put on the bathroom wall or anything like that. Just if somebody really wants to talk to us, you can tell them on our website. They can go through SMG Talks to Us. If they call our main line as well, it directs them to our website. So that's, I just wanted to give you an update in case the guest is inquiring on that. Mystery shops, I just wanted to button up a few things because I know there's some questions out there on how many shops you get per month and what do you do if you don't get one. So as you know, all locations starting this year in 2019 should receive 2 shops per period. And every once in a while that doesn't always happen, and that can be due to a mystery shop not showing up. Maybe there's not an available shopper in your area. The evaluation they submitted might be incomplete, so we don't count it, or the evaluation didn't meet all of our requirements. We do have pretty high standards for the evaluation, so any of those could be possibilities of why you only received 1 or maybe none. And then if a location only receives 1 shop per period, they won't receive an additional shop the following period. So what we'll do is we'll take that 1 shop and then we'll take the company average score for that particular period, and that will be used as your score for that period. I know that sounded a little confusing, but that way you get 2 scores in that month. And then in the unlikely event, I feel like a flight attendant, in the unlikely event of a water evacuation, a location doesn't receive any shops, we will also again take the company average for that particular period. So we just wanted to make sure everybody was straightened out on that. I know there's been some questions, and always you can contact me, but I've had a little confusion on this myself. So please ask if there's any questions or something doesn't seem right, and we're happy to look into it for you. And as a company year-to-date average, our score is 91.07%, which is great. And then SMG survey, as you know, we still have the SMG survey out there that we do look at. We are in talks with SMG about possibly moving it off of the receipts and then sending our guests an email invite to do the survey, and this would be obviously our Club Veg guests. So we're working on that, trying to bring a little more life into the survey, get a little more engagement. So we just wanted to give you a heads up, and obviously more information to come as we move that way. And I see there are a few questions. So what's the reason for sending out Club Veg reminders for Kids Eat Free on Wednesdays versus a different day?
So I can answer that. The reason is because on Mondays and Tuesdays, the guests who have opted in are already receiving emails from us. And on Tuesdays, the guests who have not opted in are receiving an email from us. So we don't want to, over communicate in their inboxes on days where they're already hearing from us. So on Wednesday, we'll send the opt-in to the remaining group, and that will also give us time to opt them in, so that way the following Monday, they'll then be part of receiving those other communications.
All right. Okay. So moving in, as we're talking on SMG, I just wanted to go over our guest satisfaction report. You should all be receiving this on a monthly basis. If you are not, let me know. Sometimes it does get caught in the spam. It always comes on the first of the month. So this really just shows us our June satisfaction scores, and then it gives you the last 6 months. So as we look at this, it really looks like our scores haven't changed much, with the exception of selection of food. So we've kind of stayed the same. We haven't really gone up, but we also really haven't gone down. So to give you really a true glimpse, our goal is to really get back to our 2017 score. So as you can see on the right, when we compare it to 2 years ago, our scores are significantly dropping. So we really want to get them back up to what we did in 2017. As I mentioned, we're trying to bring new life into the survey. So hopefully that will really help everyone. But you can see all of our main scores have dropped, 3 to 4 percentages when you compare them back to 2 years prior. So we just really wanted to keep it top of mind, and make sure you're still focusing. I know we have our mystery shops which are a good gauge as well, but we still want to be focusing on the surveys and our OSAT scores overall. And Julie and I actually sat through an insight presentation from SMG, and I just wanted to give you an idea of how we stack up compared to the rest of the casual dining industry. And the good news is we are a little above average. Our scores are a little above average against the industry, but we still have a little ways to go if we want to be a top performer, and I know we're all very competitive, so being a top performer is really the goal. So I just wanted to give you a good glimpse of where we stack up against everyone else. And, okay.
All right, no questions so far. So we'll go right into Merchant Centric. So for those of you that were with us last year, you know that Merchant Centric takes us through an annual business review once a year. So we already had this with them in May. We pulled together all of the information and are truly giving you guys just a 30,000-foot overview right now. Julie has more detailed reports prepared by RVP and even further down to the DO and store level that she's going to be sending out later this week. So we just wanted to take this group through just, having a better understanding of what to expect and what the report will show and kind of where we're all sitting. So just to clarify, there are four quadrants that Merchant Centric took our 97 restaurants and broke them into based on star ratings and based on sales. So we provided them with our 2017, 2018 sales so they can see where we either had growth or decrease, and then they married that up with where the restaurant's star ratings had either increased or decreased and created these four quadrants. So anybody that's considered a top performer experienced the highest star rating trends of 4.43 on average, and also saw the highest sales growth of 2.1% on average. So obviously these top performers, it makes sense, right? If you have the highest star rating, then the idea is that your sales are also growing. Bottom performers had the lowest star ratings on a trend of 4.25, and also saw the greatest sales decrease of negative 3.14%. And then, so that would make sense too. If the star ratings is going down, you can probably correlate that to a sales decrease. These next two groups are a little bit different. The underperformers had high star ratings, but they saw also a high sales decrease. So those two were going in opposite directions. And then the locations that we've penned as these growth at risk locations had lower star ratings, but experienced moderate sales growth. So only 1.23%, but still in the positive. So I think this is important to lay out because the weekly reports that we're also used to seeing just show that all of our restaurants have over 4 stars, which is great news. But when we break these down, we can really start to see where our biggest opportunities lie. And having that correlation with our own sales data included in here really helps tell a story. We do have, so all 97 locations fell within these 4 quadrants. There only were 2 outliers, which is Aurora and Mission Gorge. So Aurora and Mission Gorge didn't fall within any of these definitions. Aurora actually saw a high percentage of sales change. So they had huge sales growth, but they have a lower star rating of only 4.13%. And Mission Gorge had a decrease of sales change, but have one of the highest star ratings at 4.56%. So when we talk about these 4 quadrants, we always keep these 2 outliers, Aurora and Mission Gorge, off to the side since they don't fall within any of those categories. So the next slide just shows an overview of how all of our locations are falling. So we have 20 locations that are underperforming, 26 that are top performing, 23 bottom, and then 26 growth at risk. And how all of those fall here. The 2 outliers are listed over here on the right, Mission Gorge and Aurora. And then we also, because now we have a partnership with Merchant Centric and we had our annual business review in 2017, we had it again for 2018. Now we're able to see what change in distribution of locations across the quadrants between the 2 annual reports. And on the next couple of pages, you'll see more details on those movements of locations between the quadrants. So this is, again, a 30,000-foot overview. More detailed reports by RVP are going out this week. But this shows where our top performing, bottom performing, underperforming, and growth at risk locations lie. Again, the sales change is correlated directly with our sales numbers. And then the average star rating trend is also shown. So that's how we get back to those original definitions with the Aurora and Mission Gorge sitting down below as an outlier. And then the following slide just shows a year-over-year change. So some good news here, and then some opportunities here. So in 2017, our top performing locations are here under the blue column. And in and then on the right, it shows what new quadrant they're falling in. So in 2017, some of these locations were top performing locations, but now have moved over to bottom performing. So those are some locations that we want to share best practices with on how these other top performing restaurants were able to stay as top performing. Some really great call outs you'll see in the bottom performing locations, specifically La Quinta. Last year was a bottom performing location. This year is a top performing location. So that's a huge shift. So great job to the La Quinta team on that. In the green column, these are our underperforming locations, and you can see a huge amount of them have went from underperforming in 2017 and now have jumped to top performing. So great job to Clackamas, Coral Springs, Houston, Metro Center, Naples, Orlando 1, and West Palm. And then under the yellow column, these were our growth at risk locations. And again, some good stories there. Brea, Escondido, Gilbert, Rancho, and Gilbert and Rancho have all moved over to top performing year over year. So great job to everybody there. Last year in 2017, we had, 7 outliers. This year we only have the 2, but you can see, again, these outliers that maybe had sales and stars going in opposite directions now have fallen into a quadrant. And again, even 2 of those locations have moved to top performing, which is a significant jump. So great job, everybody, on those. We are happy to set up any more meetings as we did last year. So the reports that Julie is going to send over that goes through all of this in much more detail has much more granular detail on what the top performers scores are correlated to, what guests are specifically saying about bottom or growth at risk. This is just a very high overview that we can all take away from this meeting. So in the first bullet point here, top performing locations were receiving high praise for quality and flavor of the food with staff demeanor and dedication. So if you're looking for ways to move to become a top performer, quality of and flavor of food and staff demeanor and dedication are the ones that are resonating the most with those guests leaving us reviews. The next bullet just shows that bottom performing and growth at risk locations, these are where our biggest opportunities lie. So when we correlate sales directly with those locations, we can see that if we were only just to focus on increasing star ratings for those bottom performing and growth at risk locations, that we could grow future sales. So this is based on historical sales data. We could help grow future sales by 24%. Almost $1 million increase over previous year sales. That is shown in the bottom bullet on this page, those numbers. But also we were able to narrow that gap. So when we did this business review last year, our areas of opportunity correlated to almost $2 million in sales. This year it's the 942. So we're narrowing that gap. So we're going in the right direction. And this is just to point out other areas of opportunity. The one bullet I skipped over on number 3 just shows the bottom performing and the growth at risk locations. Again, the higher percentage of criticism coming in those reviews were related to quality, flavor of the food, cleanliness popped up on this group, and then staff dedication. A lot of these are very much in line with what SMG is showing us too. So I would just, encourage everyone to keep up the good fight. We know where our opportunities lie. This is just to help you guys to give, any other ammunition. And again, much more granular reports coming out this week, and we're happy to schedule one-on-ones with you guys as it relates directly to your region or even by store.
And then I'd like to add just something on that, thanks Corey, is that the difference between a top performer and a bottom performer is just a 0.2 change. So while it's still a 4, like Corey mentioned, you could be at a 4.43 and be a top performer, and a bottom performer is a 4.25. So that's different. So.
Yeah, great. All right, and then as you guys are aware, we have the menu meeting later this afternoon. So we intentionally omitted any menu updates from this deck, and we'll let the menu experts take you through that later this afternoon. And we will be repeating some of these slides. We're trying not to make it too repetitive, but know that we'll have a bigger audience in the menu meeting, so we will try and get some of that information down to the GM level. But of course, we're all here. If you need anything, reach out to us. Otherwise, we will. Do you have any questions?
No, I was just pulling it up.
Look at that, 40 minutes. All right, I think we've been answering questions along the way. So thanks for your guys' feedback. If you need anything else, please reach out direct to us. Otherwise, we will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.